What's up everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video I will explain the fractal structure because I noticed that a lot of people still wanted a video or explanation on this type of structure. So the fractal structure is the most aggressive type of structure, and as you can see over here we will draw out the fractal high, right, and we will draw out the fractal low over here. So why is this the fractal high? Of course, because it is the highest point in this sell-off, right? This whole move is a sell, so the high of that move is a fractal high, and then this is your fractal low at the moment, but let's see how price moves. So we don't break the fractal, we just move it in towards this low, because this move is in towards the downside is still just one move. So then if you look, okay, now this becomes your fractal low, and now you can see that this move down is making a pullback in towards the upside. So let's see what price does. Price breaks now our fractal low, right? So when this happens, we now saw a sell-off, then a buy, and then again a sell-off. So what should be our fractal high that is now created? This becomes our fractal high, and our fractal low should be this low. So let's see what happens now. Okay, so let's see, we get a move into the upside. So what happened? We got a sell-off, a buy, a sell-off, and now a buy. So we broke the 4-hour fractal over here, and now let's see what is our fractal low. A lot of you guys are going to say that this is our fractal low because it is the lowest point between the fractal that got broken and the point where it gets broken. But this is wrong, because you can see that price moves like this, up, down, up. So what becomes our fractal low? Our fractal low becomes this low over here. Okay, so keep in mind, this is not the same as swing structure, whereby this would have been your swing low, but fractal structure is more aggressive, and this then becomes your fractal low. So let's see what is price going to do next. So at this moment in time, you should already understand that this becomes your fractal high because we moved up and now we are making a pullback into the downside. And now we broke the fractal low over here. So we broke the fractal low. And then a question for you, you can pause this video and try it for yourself. What should be the fractal high? So the fractal high, a lot of you might say that it's this one, but that is wrong once again. It's the same as this example. Price moves down, then it moves up, and then it moves down. And over here we break the fractal low. So once we break that fractal low, then this becomes your fractal high, because it is the most recent high that broke the fractal low. So this was your high where we were selling off, but then you created another internal high, which is the most recent high that broke the fractal low. So this now is your fractal high. So then let's see what price does. Over here you can see that we have created a fractal low. Why is this? Because we moved down and now we moved up again, so this becomes our fractal low. We now break the fractal low, and then what is the fractal high? The fractal high is the most recent high that broke the fractal low. So at this moment in time, you should see that this then becomes your fractal low, because we made a move in towards the downside and now we made the move to the upside. So this becomes your fractal low, and this still is your fractal high. So then you just wait till one of those get broken, which happens over here. So now you can pause the video again, because this might be tricky for some of you guys. And yeah, look what the fractal low is. So the fractal low should now be this, and I hope you got this right, because price moves down, then it moves up, down, up, down, up. And now you can see that this is our fractal low. Okay, so let's do a couple more, and then the explanation is already done. It's that easy, guys, just a simple rule. And if you understand what price does, so like how price moves, like okay, here we have this, and then we have this, okay, then we had this, so now this is our fractal low, right? So what I advise you guys to do is to draw what happens with these arrows, right? You can see we get the pullback, okay, and now we break the fractal. So, okay, oh, this is our fractal low. Okay, now I'm waiting that to go, for example, and then you can short, for example. So let's see, this now becomes our fractal high, because once again we trade up higher and then we trade down, so this becomes our high. And then let's see, we are ranging between them, so that means that there's no fractals in this price action, right? We just wait for the fractal high and the fractal low to get broken, which happens over here. And now you can see, okay, this now becomes our fractal high, because in this move we had a pullback. Okay, but so this becomes our fractal high, right? And you can also see that there was a pullback by the candles, because this candle is lower than this candle. So this wick over here, let me remove this, this wick is under this wick, so you can see that you had a pullback. Okay, now if this middle wick was under this wick, okay, so let's just imagine that the wick was like this, okay, right, then this would be your fractal high. And why would that be your fractal high? So let's see what price did. Price went down over here, then traded up, and then down again, and broke the fractal low over here. Because we had a continuation with this wick, like we had a wick, then this wick came under that wick, and then this wick came under that wick, we cannot see that there was any pullback. Okay, so then this becomes your fractal high, because over here you can see that this wick is above this wick. Okay, so you can see that we had a pullback. Over here you cannot see that we had a pullback, because this wick trades under this wick, so you are just moving down. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you some examples of how I use the fractal to enter trades and use it to my advantage. So as you can see over here, this was a short that I was looking at, and I made a whole trade breakdown on this trade, so make sure to watch that as well. But for now I'm just going to show you how to use fractal breaks. So I was looking at this point of interest with this liquidity laying under over here, and once we traded in that point of interest, right, I then went over to the 15 minutes, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I went over to the 50 minute to find an entry, right? So what happened was that after we grabbed that liquidity, right, I was looking for a fractal break in towards the downside So I then know that we could trade down lower because that is what I was looking at on the higher time frame. So then I was looking for a lower time frame confirmation. So I hope that with the explanation that we just got, that that you should know that this now is our fractal high, right? So this is our 50-minute fractal break because we trade in towards this high and then we trade down, okay? So now if you break this, you should see that then this, after breaking this, then we, whoa, let me try this again. So the 50-minute fractal break got broken over here, and now at this point of time that we break this fractal high, then this was our fractal low, which we now also have broken. Okay, so that became our fractal low, and then I know that price is ready to go short, and then I can place my entry on top of this supply zone with my stop loss above the high, and then just trade down low, right? So let's see, we get entered and then price moves down lower. So exactly a perfect example, right? You wait for the higher time frame supply to get hit, and then you scale into the lower time frame, wait for maybe some liquidity to get grabbed, and then a fractal break to occur in the right direction. So I was looking at shorts, so I wanted to see a fractal break to the downside, and then I knew, okay, price is ready to go short. I will place my entry and my stop loss above the fractal high over here, okay? And as you can see, we respect that high over here, okay? So this is one example of how you can use the fractal to enter trades, and now I'm going to show you one more example of how you can use it to your advantage by managing your losses and make sure you don't take stupid losses. So over here I was looking at the longs on the higher time frame, and if you want to know why, I explain them very carefully in my market outlook, so make sure to watch them every time. So at this point in time I was looking at longs, and I went over to the 1 hour to look for an entry confirmation, right? So we came in towards this demand zone and we took this liquidity. So I now would say that this is our fractal high, and let me show you why. You can see from this point in time we trade down lower, then we trade up higher, then lower, higher, lower, higher over here, then lower, higher, and then lower. And why is this one move to the downside? Because once again we break the previous candle low, 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 so there are no buys, right? Over here you can see that this candle is above this candle, so that means that there is a clear buy. Okay, so now that we know that that is our fractal high, I was waiting for that to get broken, and now at this moment in time we also break the fractal low, because now you could see that we had a pullback, boom, boom, boom. So what should be our fractal high? This is now our new fractal high that we created. So then I was waiting for that to get broken, but at this point in time it's after New York, so I will wait for the next morning, because at this moment in time it's too late for me to step in a trade, and it's also Asia that's coming, right, the night. So I will just wait for the next morning to happen, because as you can see we broke the fractal high over here, but immediately we broke the fractal low over here, and that's why I do not take any trades after New York, because you can see that it doesn't work for my style of trading. So at this point I wake up and I can see that we now took this liquidity over here and that we also tapped in towards this demand zone right over here. And I got to show you that this is a fake candle. This is a rollover candle where all price or trades from the previous day get sent over to the next day, which causes a huge volatility in the market and causes these fake wicks. These fake wicks are always at 23 p.m. Central East time, so right before Asia. And then you can see those big candles, and you just need to think them away because those are not real price action candles. So I saw that we came in towards this demand zone, and I know that we broke the fractal low over here, okay, because we traded down lower, then we traded higher, and then we traded lower. And at this point in time, what is our fractal high? Of course, this is our fractal high, okay? So yeah, I just want to explain you guys that I wanted to long over here, right, after tapping inside this 1 hour demand zone, but you could see that we had no valid fractal break to the upside. We had a fractal break over here, but once again this was not valid because it was after New York, so I couldn't enter any long in this move. So that's why I didn't hit a stop loss, because I wanted to wait for confirmation, which is the fractal break. And I wanted to show you that you can minimize your losses if you just wait on the right fractal breaks. So I hope this was clear, guys. This is going to be the end of the video. I know that after you watch the whole video again and again and learn the fractals and watch what I am doing and why I am pointing out the fractals, then I will know that you will also learn how to draw down the fractals. So still comment and let me know if this video was useful for you, but I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Ciao.